Hello. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. We are here on Facebook. We're here on YouTube. We're here on Instagram. We're here on TikTok. So welcome and thank you all so much for being here. Okay? Today, our topic for this live session is what to do if your marriage-based green card is denied. Okay? If you have a marriage-based green card, if you've gone through the whole process and then USCIS denies it, what do you do? What's next? What happens? All right? And what's the best advice? And so first of all, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Remember, here at the Empowered Immigrant Live, we're here to train, to teach, to inspire, and to empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration laws and to make the most out of their lives. Today, our theme is, what do you do? Like, what to do if your marriage-based green card is denied? And my question for you is, do you want to get a green card? You know, do you want to get a green card? Is now the time? Because if so, go for it. All right? Go for it. At least get the advice that you need to make sure you're eligible, to explain what kind of case it is, to talk about how you can do it. All right? My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 green cards by 2035. And we'd love for your case to be one of them. We'd love it. All right? And so thank you to everyone who asked questions for today's episode. We've got 30 minutes to discuss this topic in English, then we'll do it in Spanish. And so if you've got a question, please send it in. I'm going to answer it right here live. And so just send it through the comments. We will see it and we will ask it. Some people ask their questions ahead of time, which I also really appreciate. Okay? Before we get into immigration law, as I do sometimes, I want to start by giving an empowerment tip. All right? I like the topic of finding ways to move forward more powerfully through life. Okay? So my question for you is, what is the inch? All right? What is the slight change? What is the minor habit that could propel you to greatness, to success, to what you want in your life? In our firm, we have a book club. All right? And right now in our book club, we're reading a book, and I'm reading it too, called Atomic Habits. And check it out if you'd like. I highly recommend it. It's really fantastic, actually. And one of the main ideas is that really success isn't one big thing. It's not. All right? People look at and talk about, oh, the overnight success. It doesn't work that way, all right? Instead, success is a very small, it's very small disciplines, not one, but many, all right? Repeated over and over every day that become habits and that form little by little to allow you to climb the mountain towards success, all right, or greatness, or whatever it is that you're looking for. So what's my question is, what's the inch? What is that slight change, you know? Could you stand a little taller? Could you breathe a little deeper? All right, could you wake up a little earlier? Could you connect with one more person every day? Could you eat a little healthier, exercise a little bit more, manage your time just slightly more effectively? Like, what is it? And what is it for you? Because whatever it is, that little change, that little difference, that little habit that you start today could make all the difference in the outcome of your life. All right? It can make the difference in an immigration case. It can make the difference in your financial well-being. It can make the difference in your health. All right? It can make all the difference. And so I just want to share that. Hope it was helpful. and let me know in the comments. I love that stuff. So let me know in the comments what you think about it. And if there's something that you want to change or a habit you've been trying to build for yourself, hey, let me know. I'd love to learn about it. Okay? So now I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to talk about what to do if your marriage-based green card is denied. And I want to I want to kind of walk through that process with you. Okay? So the first thing you got to know, just like any case, if any case is denied, all right, what do you do first? First thing, get together with your lawyer, review thoroughly the decision. Focus on why immigration decided to deny it, all right? In order for USCIS to deny a case, they must put their decision in writing, all right? If they don't put it in writing, that's an appealable issue. All right? And so the reasons that led to their decision to deny your case will help lead you and guide you to the best strategy in what to do next. All right? Like, was it denied because they said there wasn't enough evidence submitted about a specific issue? All right? That could lead to one strategy being the strongest. Or was it denied because they said that there was a fraudulent marriage? All right? That would lead to a very different strategy for how to go forward. Or was it denied because they said you were inadmissible for some reason? That would lead to a different strategy to move forward. Like, really, why was it denied? That's what we want to look at first. And then we want to think through, okay, was that decision accurate? Was it inaccurate? Do we understand why and how they came to that conclusion? And what could we do about it? Okay? So that's really where to start. If a green card gets denied for any reason, that's the place to start. Figure out why. Then it's like, okay, what to do about it? What are the options? What are the big 5 options that a person has that they could do something about a denial? All right, the big 5, what are they? Number 1, a person could appeal. All right, they could appeal that decision. Now, you got to appeal quickly. I'll talk about each of these in more depth. But basically, the big 5 are you could appeal, you could do a motion to reopen the case, present more evidence and a motion to reopen. You could refile the case from the beginning. That case got denied, great, we'll refile with different evidence or whatever, all right? You could fight the case in court. Sometimes that is the way to do it, all right, depending on the type of case it is. And the one that I hate recommending and don't recommend usually, you could do nothing. You could do nothing. You could let it lie where it is. Those are the big 5 options. I want to discuss each of them right now, and then we'll get into your questions, all right? And if you've got questions, if you're joining me right now, welcome. If you've got questions about your immigration case, hey, send them over. I'd love to answer them. I'll answer them here live to the best of my ability, and we'll have fun in the process, all right? And so let's get into each of these options and with a little bit more. Let's put a little bit more meat on the bones, right? Let's go into it a little bit more with some more details. So when is that first option to appeal a decision the best option? Often the appeal process is best when the legal analysis inside of the decision is wrong. All right? So if we are reviewing the decision, the denial letter on a case, and if we see that the decision, that the legal reasons for the decision of USCIS is wrong, then we want to talk about appealing. All right? Because we're like, we need to get a higher level of expertise, an immigration judge, the Board of Immigration Appeals, the AAO, the Administrative Appeals Office. We got to get somebody to look at their decision because their decision's inaccurate. It's a misapplication of the law. Got it? And you got to do an appeal quickly. You've got 30 days to do it. And it requires a lot of, legal analysis. We as the lawyers are here to help you through that. But we as the lawyers have to think strategically to basically we're basically showing that our legal position and our legal analysis is the better interpretation of the law than what the Service Center or what USCIS decided. And that requires a level of expertise, all right? Don't appeal it with somebody if it's like their first time doing this, all right? You want to work with a firm and a team that knows how to argue cases and knows how to present complex legal issues in a clear, concise way to maximize your chances of winning, okay? Got to say that. Option number 2 is what's called a motion to reopen. So when is that the best option? Basically, a motion to reopen, it's saying, hey, maybe USCIS, maybe you forgot certain factual issues, or maybe there's more factual issues that need to be explained or demonstrated or submitted in the case. And hey, there's some new issue that's happened that you really have to take into account. And you denied our marriage-based case because you said there wasn't enough evidence of the marriage, but did you know that we just got pregnant? And here's the proof. Let's submit a motion to reopen and submit that evidence, right? Because that's new evidence. You got to take it into consideration. That's evidence that we have a very legitimate marriage, right? Or whatever, right? It doesn't have to be anything, anyways, to talk it through with your lawyer. Sometimes there are facts that need to be clarified that USCIS really should have seen if only they existed at the time of filing. You could file it, reopen the case, have them consider that additional evidence. That's motion to reopen. Option number 3 is to just start over, refile your whole case. All right? This is what I often will recommend when another, when the original case just wasn't done well. Maybe some lawyer or maybe somebody tried to file it on their own, and there's just like a lot of mistakes. So maybe it's just done sloppy. And there it's like, you don't want to appeal a decision like that because you're appealing a record that's not a strong record. Does that make sense? So sometimes your best thing is, their decision's actually correct. Let's refile the case and let's do it the right way from the beginning. And that way you will be successful the next time around. Okay? Now, I highly recommend you don't go through all of that hassle. Like, let's do it right the first time. But sometimes it's like, that first time it was a mistake. Let's start over with a clean record and let's do it the right way. All right? Option number 4 is to fight that case in court. Now, that's going to depend on whether immigration is even going to send your case to court, because they have the power to do that and they have the power not to do that. Okay? And the truth is that the majority of green card cases that are denied are not sent to immigration court. They are not sent to deportation proceedings unless they decide that you're a quote-unquote priority for removal. You got to be aware of that. And so, but that changes with politics. That changes with the quote-unquote priorities of the current administration. But sometimes if USCIS denies, for example, an adjustment of status application, hey, if it's an error, if they send you to court, let's make that case in front of the judge. Let's make that case in front of the judge. Let's present those arguments in front of the judge. A person can apply for adjustment of status in front of an immigration judge. All right? And let's bring it. That's okay. That can be done. It is winnable. I've done it. I've won it. It is possible, all right? And it's, a lot more work than you wanted to go through. It's better to avoid that in many ways when you can. The risks are higher, the stakes are higher, the costs are higher, the amount of time required is higher, all of that. But it is another way to do it. All right. Now, one thing to know is that USCIS must approve the petition, the I-130 petition, in order to win an I-485 in front of a judge. You got to be aware of that. And there are ways to appeal and fight about the petition if USCIS denies the petition in error. So anyway, got to know it. All right. And option number 5, when to do nothing, when to let it lie. That is also an option. I hate recommending it because I'm here, I want to help people win immigration status. And sometimes it is the best option for a person, right? Like if a person really is fed up with the U.S., if a person really doesn't care about winning their green card anymore, right? Maybe it is best to just let it lie. Also, if your marriage has ended or is ending, or if you're not eligible anymore for that type of case, in that case, maybe the best advice is, hey, wait, fall in love again in the future. And as long as that first marriage or whatever wasn't fraudulent, right? A person can fall in love, try again in the future, and just let the current case be denied. All right? I'm just saying it like it is. Saying it like it is, folks. All right, those are all the options. That's what I wanted to discuss today. Thank you so much for being here and going through that. I hope it was helpful. Now let me get into your questions. All right, if you've got a question, send it over. I have received a couple, and I'm going to go through them right now. So the first question that I received comes from Edmund. All right, Edmund, your case is, okay, you had a long-time case under LULAC, all right, which I'm not going to describe right now. It was approved in the 1990, so you have an old case, and you were given a work authorization document, and you renewed that work authorization document for more than 10 years, but you never got through to the next step. You applied under the Life Act, which was approved in the early 90s, but that got denied. You appealed, but you never got an answer on your appeal. Your wife had the same case, but her sister is now a citizen. You have 2 twins who are born U.S. citizens. What is our chance to adjust status and get green cards? Thank you. Edmund, thank you for asking that question. That is I love immigration puzzles. I love them. The best advice is to start by requesting your whole record. All right? When there is an old immigration case, when some things were approved and other things were denied, let's start by requesting the whole record. Let's understand the reasons that the Life Act application was denied. Like, let's really understand it. Are they saying you're inadmissible for some reason? Are they saying that there was immigration fraud somewhere? Where was the mess up? And was it immigration's mess up, which I hope it was? And what arguments will exist in the future, right? Because you have 2 children who were born U.S. citizens. When they turn 21, they have the right to petition for you. You have a sister who's a U.S. citizen. She has the right to petition for you today. And the question will be, could you apply for a green card based on those types of petitions? Or, of course, is there some other option? Okay? So, Edmund, thank you for asking your question. I really appreciate it. I'd love to help you. The best way to help you is to start by requesting all of your records. The way to do that, hey, just pick up the phone, give my office a call. We'd love to help you. Okay? So, great. I also received a question from Sandra. Sandra, you ask, how does a company become eligible to hire someone with an HB2 is your question, visa. So an H2 visa. So let me do a timeout there and explain. My office fights for the rights of immigrants who are facing deportation. My office is not the best office at this point in time to advise you on business and employment-based immigration services, but I'd still love to get to know you, Sandra, and so feel free to give my office a call. We can do an evaluation. We can recommend the best of business immigration professionals who can help you, and we can point you in the right direction, okay? So that's my best answer for you as of today's date, which happens to be the 1st of September of 2022. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I don't see any other questions that have come through, so that's completely fine. If you do still have a question, and if you do want it answered, please do send it. I answer those questions. We upload them to our channel in YouTube. To see those, please subscribe to our channel in YouTube and hit the notifications bell so that you can be notified whenever we have additional updates, news, other videos that we upload. And if you have an immigration case or an immigration question or anything that you want to discuss, please give us a call. Everybody that calls our office gets a free 15-minute case evaluation over the phone, all right, with my team who I have trained. They are awesome. They'd love to help you. And so thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, my name is Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. I will see you next week on the next episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. See you then. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.